Hey everyone, and welcome back to Cruising with Matthew. Today I'm going to give you a ship tour of Seabourn Venture, which I was lucky enough to visit in May 2024 while she was docked in Greenwich, London. So I really hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, please like and subscribe as it's massively appreciated. Now, Seabourn Venture was launched in July 2022 and has a gross tonnage of around 23,000 tonnes with a capacity of around 264 passengers. She also has a PC6 Polar Class ice rating, which enables her to visit polar regions like Antarctica, Greenland and Svalbard. I'll also draw on my own experience of doing a Greenland Expedition cruise with another line to help give you some context about some features on board. Given Seabourn's reputation of offering an ultra-luxury experience, I was so excited to step aboard and experience it for myself. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. Starting on deck 3, you come across the Mudroom, which is where you change into your muck boots and collect any gear prior to going on any landings via Zodiac. These small boats are used to ferry you ashore, and from my experience are such a fun part of expedition cruising, as it really highlights just how lucky you are to be able to explore such remote areas of the world. Moving up to deck 4 at the front of the ship, you'll find the Discovery Centre. This venue is large enough to accommodate the ship's entire complement of passengers and is the place to go if you want to listen to talks from your 19-strong expedition team, as well as hear updates about your trip as you go along. Next door is the Expedition Lounge, which feels like a wonderfully chilled spot to relax with a good drink and catch up with your fellow passengers. This is also where you'll gather prior to your landings before being taken down to the Mudroom in groups and then onto the Zodiacs. There's also a small shop here as well, which sells a variety of souvenirs along with clothes and outdoor equipment. Moving midships, you encounter the lowest level of Venture's stunning Atrium, which has this gorgeous amethyst sculpture at its base. This actually runs all the way up to deck 9, and thanks to a large skylight at the top, you get natural light flooding all the way down the ship. It's a design feature that I wasn't really expecting on a ship of this size, so it really took my breath away the first time I saw it. Right at the back of the ship is the restaurant, which has the capacity to seat all of the guests on board at once. Its decor is elegant and bright, plus there's plenty of windows in this venue, so you'll still have the chance to marvel at the incredible scenery outside as you eat. Normally, the restaurant serves breakfast and dinner every day of your cruise, as well as lunch on sea days, and as part of our visit, we were able to dine here for a special lunch, with every dish being beautifully presented and packed full of flavour. So if this is anything to go by, I'm sure you'll have a fantastic time. Jumping up now to deck 5, the forward section is made up of suites. Whilst we only got chance to look inside a few of these, even the most budget would have been more than enough. The most impressive are the Winter Garden suites on deck 7, which actually span 2 decks. This includes a downstairs living room area with its own private veranda along with a small kitchenette, whilst upstairs on deck 8 the bedroom is located on a mezzanine level which features a cosy bed, a TV, along with some of the most expansive views I've ever seen from a suite. So if you want to travel in style, this suite is certainly for you. Returning to deck 5 and moving midships, you come across a small meeting room. Here you'll find a large TV screen along with some complimentary drinks if required. There's also a variety of puzzles and board games, so when not booked out, it can also double up as a chilled spot to play games with your fellow passengers. Moving further aft, you come across the Colonnade, which is a more relaxed buffet style of restaurant, offering breakfast, lunch and dinner every day of your cruise. Whilst we weren't able to eat here during our visit, the food they had laid out looked really tasty and varied. The desserts in particular looked fabulous, with their gelato cart looking especially tempting. The tables were nicely spread out as well, so I doubt it would ever feel too crowded here. The seating continues outside, so you can enjoy your food al fresco if you prefer. Despite being outdoors, it was quite sheltered by the decks above, with there also being heaters in the ceiling. So I know we'd likely spend a lot of time here, even if it was a little chilly or wet. If the weather is playing ball, you can take advantage of the nearby pool deck, which features a generously sized infinity pool, which must give you the most incredible wake views when Seabourn Venture is underway. You can also relax in either one of these large square hot tubs, which looked very tempting indeed. Dotted around the whole area are some padded sun lounges, some of which are more exposed than others. Here is also where, weather permitting, certain events are held like opera under the stars, live music and even an officer's deck party, so do keep an eye out for these in your daily programme. Jumping up now to deck 6 aft, you'll find some more sunbeds as well as some padded chairs and sofas. These are well sheltered and are mostly located underneath heaters, so hopefully this can be an all-weather space to sit back and relax no matter the weather. Stepping indoors now, you come across Seabourn Square. This living room inspired venue does a great job at intermingling the more practical parts of the ship, like guest services, with a large cafe. In addition to drinks, you can also choose from a variety of included light bites, sweet treats, along with yet another selection of gelato with all the toppings. Surrounding this are a variety of comfy looking seats, many of which are close to the large picture windows. A nice touch are the numerous TV screens, which can be used to show a view from the bow, as well as close-ups of any wildlife thanks to a powerful camera that's mounted near the ship's mast. If you're wanting something a little more sedate though, there's also a compact but well-stocked library, along with space to do jigsaws and things like that. So it just felt like a really well thought out space on board, and a perfect place to relax after all the excitement of a landing. Skipping the suites on deck 6 and going right to the front of the ship, you come across the bow lounge. This has to be one of my favourite spots on board, as it mimics part of the bridge, so you get a whole host of technical information about the ship's navigation, weather, along with a whole host of wildlife spotting guides. There was so much information to look at, and I honestly could have just stayed here all day. In addition to all the seats here, there's also a complimentary food and drink station, so I bet it's a great place to warm up after standing out on Venture's Forecastle. You also have loads of windows looking over the bow of the ship as well, so even if it's a bit too wet or windy to go outside, you can still hunt for wildlife or take in the views. For the best views though, you just have to step outside onto Seabourn Venture's Forecastle, and I was so impressed by how much space there was. My favourite spot though had to be right at the front of the ship, as I'm sure it's a fantastic vantage point being able to look down and watch Venture break through the ice, so do make sure you seek this area out. Moving up to deck 7 aft, you'll find the spa and wellness area, which is a place to go if you want to enjoy a few extra charge spa treatments during your cruise. There's also a small salon which offers haircuts and styling, along with space for manicures and pedicures. A nice touch here is the fact that they also have both male and female saunas. These feature large floor-to-ceiling windows, so you can still take in the views whilst you relax here. Nearby is the fitness centre, which is well kitted out considering the size of ship. This includes a separate yoga area along with a gym which has a variety of machines, including treadmills, cross trainers and things like that. If you're wanting something a bit more sedate though, you can always step outside onto another area of Aft Open Deck. Here you'll find yet more padded sun lounges and chairs, and from this vantage point you could also look out for wildlife off the back of the ship or just enjoy that wake view. Deck 8 is made up of suites along with the bridge. Now, on Seabourn's expedition ships, they do offer an open bridge policy when operations allow, so do be sure to keep an eye out for this when you're on board, as it'll be a fascinating experience. Moving up to Deck 9, right at the front of the ship, you'll find a large area of open deck, which gives you a chance to enjoy some stunning forward-facing views. This area also overlooks the bow of the ship, so the ship geek in me was very happy to be able to take photos here. Plus, as it's located above the bridge, it juts out a little, so you can also look all the way down the side of the ship. Stepping indoors, you come across the Constellation Lounge, which is an elegant forward-facing observation lounge with plenty of floor-to-ceiling windows throughout. Here you'll find a variety of comfy seats along with a bar, as well as space for some live music, so I really like this spot on board. Moving midships, you'll find the Zodiac garage, which is where all 24 Zodiacs are kept on board when not in use. Naturally, these do take up quite a bit of space, but there is a walkway wrapping around the whole area, so it's still accessible to passengers. Moving further along now and stepping indoors, you'll find the club. This is yet another lounge on board with plenty of seating along with space for a piano for live music in the evenings. They even offer complimentary sushi between 6 and 9 PM every day, which is something I'd love to try. Right at the back of the ship is the aptly named Sky Bar, which has a selection of lounge seating and sunbeds, so I bet it's a great place to sit out when Venture is doing some scenic sailing. If you want to keep warm though, you could always pop into one of the 2 hot tubs, which are located at either side of the ship. These actually hang out slightly, so you're going to get some fantastic views here. Although do be aware that on the starboard side of the Sky Bar, smoking is permitted. Finally, we'll jump up to Deck 10, which only exists in the front part of the ship. Here you'll find another area of open deck, which also gives you the highest vantage point on the ship. If the weather is being kind, you could also sit out here on one of those padded sun lounges. But given the fact you're travelling in often polar areas, I'm not sure how often that'll be, but the option is there if you want. Overall, we were blown away by our time on board Seabourn Venture, and it was unlike any ship I've been on before or since. Despite being an expedition ship, she was packed full of features which lived up to her ultra-luxury reputation. There's tons of open deck space across the entire ship, so you'll have plenty of chances to be able to look out for wildlife or just stand there and marvel at these incredible landscapes. Inside feels luxurious but also cozy and comfy, something which I'm sure is much appreciated after a busy day of exploring. It's just an incredible ship, both inside and out, so if you want to explore some of the world's most remote regions in luxury, this ship is definitely for you. So there you have it, my ship tour of Seabourn Venture, and I hope you found it useful. A massive thank you to Seabourn for inviting us on board, as it's a ship I'll never forget. If you want to know more about Cruising with Matthew, do check out my other social media channels, the link is in the description below. I hope you're all doing well at the moment, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. So until the next time, this is Cruising with Matthew, and thank you so much for watching.